confronted Jeff Holiday on Warski Live. That shit was, I forget what it was about, but that shit was fucking legendary.
Oh, well, I don't know. Like the point of the matter is that I'm consciously trying to detach myself from any YouTube drama, because at the end of the day, it threw my channel off. It threw my channel in directions that I'm not really interested in going in. You know,
Yeah.
and it all started to do with this fucker KRAUT who was going to dox me. Okay.
Wait, so were you on that? You were on the list.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, dude, I was #1 on his hit list. He hated my guts more than anybody.
Wow.
The reason, because I made fun of his accent, because I was the guy who said that he was faking his accent, you know, and that drove him nuts.
So what's with these liberalists? I mean, you make fun of them and then they just want to dox you. So you have apparently KRAUT doxed you. He also doxed me. I was in that server. There was a whole, I thought it was creepy. There's a whole channel called Baked Alaska, Coach Red Pill, you know, like that's some creepy shit. Like I can't even imagine like making a whole Discord with like names of my enemies. Like
Jesus, just the idea of having an enemies list is creepy as fuck.
Yeah, I would never have something like that. So, yeah, dude, that sucks that you had to go through that. But then you also said, like, I guess Sargon doxed you as well. Like, these people have no respect. What exactly happened with that?
Oh, very simply, Sargon. Okay, so KRAUT gathered a whole bunch of doxing information about me, and he passed it along to a couple of 4chaners, a guy called King of Pole, and this guy, King of Pole, put it up on Kiwi Farms, which is basically a doxing website where it has the doxes of just about every YouTube personality around. And see, when the whole KRAUT and T saga blew up with the whole server situation, I guessed, and it turned out to be correct, I guessed that Sargon had known about it since before it had blown up, and that he'd known about it for weeks. Okay. And yeah, and here's the thing that, you want to hear something that's going to blow your mind. I was living in London, right? This was back in November. So one day, like a weekend, I forget what day it was really. Me and my girlfriend went down to a camera shop downtown. I was living in Notting Hill, and this was over in Oxford Market. It's a hike, right? So, you know, we go there to this camera shop because I wanted to get a lens and whatever. And I get there, and I walk into the store, a store called Park Cameras, right? And I walk in, and Sargon is there, and I bump into him face to face, right?
No way.
Yeah. And like, London is a fucking huge city, and this guy doesn't even live there. He lives in Swindon, which is like an hour away by train or something, right? Wow. So he was just in London to pick up some camera gear at the same fucking shop, right? And so we wound up going to lunch together. And we wound up talking for like 2.5 hours. It was a delightful conversation. And as we were saying our goodbyes, you know, he offered, I didn't ask, he offered me his Skype address, and we were in touch. And then later it turned out that during that whole time that we'd been in touch and the whole thing, he'd known all about the whole KRAUT doxing server. He'd known about it. It came out in Medicare's video. Jim, Mr. Medicare, says it, you know, and calls him the stepfather.
He said he didn't know about it.
He did. He was lying. And I called him out. Yeah, and I called him out on that lie. And because of that, in retaliation, he did like a 45-minute video, a hit piece video on me.
Wow.
I mean, like a full-on kind of like on the thinkery, like 45 minutes of just saying like a lot of shit. And all of it was shit that KRAUT had collected on me and spinning it as negative as possible. Like, you know, and of course, not just everything, you know, positions to make me look as bad as possible, just like an SJW would. Okay?
Yeah. No, I'm looking this up, and it says like Coach Fraud Pill and all this stuff.
Like and here's something else. Here's something important. JF, and I'll always thank JF for this. JF gave me the opportunity at the time, and we did a 3-hour stream where we went through every single thing that Sargon said. And Sargon's final video of that stream that JF and I had, JF called it Sargon must retract. And that title pretty much says it all. Okay. And I'll always be thankful for JF for having been, stand-up kind of guy. Because JF also, what I love about him is that he's not going to pull any punches, and he's not going to side with anybody just because he likes them. He's only going to side with the truth. And that mentality, I think, is just really, really something I respect enormously. And so when he did his video, he posted the conversation that he and I had, because JF researched all of the allegations that Sargon made about me, and just went through them one after the other. And we went through the whole thing for 3 fucking hours, right? And at the end of it, JF is like, Sargon must retract. That was the name of the post that he put up. And you can find it, on JF's channel, right? Look, Sargon, I think that he's a piece of shit. I think he's a scumbag. I think he's a loser. And I'll tell you one thing. I'll tell you the thing that's in Spanish, there's a saying that, vengeance is a dish best served cold. I'll tell you something. See, I'll tell you how Sargon's channel is going to end up. It's going to end up like TJ Kirk's. Because Sargon is going to get to 1 million subs. I have no doubt about that.
Yeah.
But every month, he's going to have fewer and fewer views. And I'll tell you, I'm a little bit of a numbers geek. And I keep tabs on all the YouTube channels. I have a spreadsheet with all the info just pouring into the spreadsheet, and I watch it. I used to put up a video every month. Maybe I'll do it again this month. I don't know. But my point, I've been watching Sargon's channel like a hawk. Every month it's going down. Both of them, the Thinkery and his regular channel.
He actually lost, he was losing thousands of subs in real time after he was on my channel. And like I said, it's because he's being disingenuous. Like, I would love to actually have just a real conversation with him. And someone in your chat before said, oh, well, all you guys have egos. Yeah, sure. I mean, we're public figures. I would agree. Everyone does have an ego to an extent. But I'm talking about being disingenuous. I'm talking about, if you agree to a debate and then, he was just being a slimy fucking rat. Like, he had agreed to a debate a month prior by email, 100% confirmed and everything. And then comes on, and the first thing he says is, oh, I don't really want to have a debate here. I just want to have a conversation. And I'm like, dude, I booked a fucking debate with you. I didn't book a conversation. Like, if you said beforehand, okay, sorry, I don't want to have a debate, I get that. Just like you said, it's not for everybody. I totally get that. But I asked him, I said, do you want to debate Andrew Anglin on my channel? He said, I would love to. And then we set up the date. He said, I would love to. If I don't want to have to bring that up, but if I need to show that email, I will. But he came on the show and he tried to play the victim and pretend like, oh, I was just here for a conversation. I had no idea we were doing a debate. And he tried to I think he underestimated my fan base and how many people I can get on a stream. And I think he thought it was going to be something small and that he could just wiggle his way around and lie to everyone. But no, that's why. And then he started disrespect. I was the moderator and he was telling me to shut up and didn't really show any respect towards me. But like I said, a great example is Tariq Nasheed. He showed me respect. We don't agree at all, probably on anything. We don't agree really on anything. He showed me respect because he's on my channel and he was genuine. He wasn't on some I'm not debating bullshit. He did the debate. And although, like I said, I don't agree with any of his positions, I actually really enjoyed having him on. I thought he was hilarious. I thought he was a great guest. I would have him back again for sure. Sargon, I don't really feel like I don't want to have him back because it's going to be this boring conversation where he's just arguing the semantics. Are we really debating? I mean, are we debating about the debate? I mean, what are we doing here? Richard, have you even read Loki, man? I mean, like, I don't want to have those types of conversations. I want to have real conversations. I'm not interested in these semantic games.
Yeah, neither am I thought that was so pussy. You know, him like,
Yeah.
and he weaseled his way out of the second Spencer debate on Worski's channel.
Right.
You know, and it was just a big old pussy about it, and he lied about what Andy and he had talked about in those messages. You know,
he complains about like people giving him shit so much, but I think if he would just be more genuine, people would stop giving him shit. That's all it is. Like, just be genuine. Be like, own up to your stuff, be real, and like, people will leave you alone. The reason people are giving him shit is because he's being a fake fuck. Like, that's all it is. And I'll say that to his face. I have said that to his face. If he would just be genuine, and I think he used to be genuine. That's the sort of sad thing. I think he used to be genuine, and he's not very genuine anymore. But we'll see. We'll see if he turns.
You know, this liberalist thing that he's doing is just laughable. Okay. You know, I hate to like pull rank or whatever, right? But you know, I studied philosophy in college, right? I did work on epistemology, which is theory of knowledge, and you know, I'd forgotten a lot of like political philosophy, but I remember like looking at the website that they set up, you know, and it was just laughable because the quote unquote philosophy that they put up was just like shit that a freshman in high school would dream up. Okay, it was just not thought out. It was sort of absurd, right? And in point of fact, they left the door open for all kinds of craziness. I mean, as a philosophical statement, it was just embarrassing. It was just a half-assed kind of thing. And the website itself, you could tell that it had been slapped together in a hurry, right? And it's always like like to deflect from the latest thing, because he came out with this liberalist shit after his fairly catastrophic loss to Richard Spencer, trying to like, you know, deflect. It was such an SJW tactic. And that's the thing I think that a lot of people are starting to realize about Sargon and his whole crew, that they're really SJWs in sheep's clothing, you know, or SJWs in right-wing clothing. I personally despise the bunch. I want nothing to do with them. And to tell you the truth, I'm moving in the direction of Teal Deer. Teal Deer, you know, he's a big YouTuber, great guy. He's been a very kind guy to me, and I have nothing but respect for him. And I agree with just about everything he says, because everything he says is just so thought out and clear and just to the point and on point, you know. And Teal Deer is just aloof from the whole drama thing. And I think that that's the wisest course. And so my approach moving forward is just to be aloof. And the thing that I'm working on now, because I figured that the only people who are listening to this stream at this point are like my diehard fans and a lot of your fans who've been kind enough to come on. I'm focusing right now, moving forward, focusing on doing more produced videos and working on this book that I've been, you know, like toying with for a while now, and that's coming to a conclusion. That's going to be pretty nice, and I'm going to be hitting you up to get you to help me promo it at some point.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
Yeah, well, actually, you're going to enjoy it. It's called A Secret History of the American Crash. It's like, you know, a big kind of like apocalyptic novel. It's a lot of fun. And yeah, but just focusing on doing content and like strong content. And in my own case, I have enormous respect for a lot of what people are doing, like yourself, like Andy, like Tonka. You know, I think it's just, they're really, the apocalypse hurt people. Okay. I just really respect that you guys have been like, you know, revamping and adapting. And I think that that's just a lesson for everybody, frankly.